Welcome to runBoss. We'll start by looking at the help settings. So whenever you need help, you look for an icon with a question mark and it'll bring up the help. You just swipe through it and it'll give you help regarding where you're at in the program. We'll start by looking at some of the settings. So under email, you can set an email address for the results to be sent to. This option is not available in the light version. Let's also look at setting the home screen background. You can pick any of the pictures from your gallery and it will be set as the background. Here we've chosen one and there you see it set. So once you're ready to start the timing application, go ahead and push the stopwatch. There's some settings in the stopwatch area. Let's go ahead and turn them all on and we'll run a sample race. We're also going to use the prediction, so if you go ahead and turn that on. So we've got lots of things going on here. The buttons are animated, there's some sound feedback. We also have some little icons. When you're ready to take splits, you can take voice splits and quick splits. The voice split will record whatever you say, if you say the name of the runner, or you can give a meaningful text. In this case we've changed the name of the race to 800 meter heat 1. You can also give the names of runners, and if there's a picture in your gallery it'll put a little icon of that runner onto the screen. We can also take quick splits. That's useful if you've got a lot of runners coming in at the same time. You just hit the quick split button and then you can go back later and change the name to something meaningful, either the name of the runner or something going on in the action. You can see here we've changed the name to 100 and then it predicted the race finish time based on a linear extrapolation on where you're at in the race and how long it's taking you to get there. So if you want to use that prediction method, you just give a number of where you are when you're taking that split. Here's another example. We're going to do quick split of 200 and it will predict the race finish based on getting to 200 in 30.314 seconds. And you see there it's predicting about 2 minutes and 1 second. So that's how we run a typical race. Once we're finished, let's see, we're going to add one more little change here. We're actually going to delete. So if you touch one of the splits and say the name either delete or remove, it will remove that split. Once the race is done, we're going to record a finishing note, and then we're going to use the email to send the results to ourselves. So there's a lot of flexibility here. You can use it in many different ways. If you don't have a voice recognition system active, you can just use the quick split. And if you fail to record, which happens occasionally if you're in a noisy environment, it will just fail over to the quick split option and record a quick split with the quick split name. So you see here we're saying we've run 400 meters in 58.9 seconds and it's predicting a roughly 2-minute finish. The splits don't have to be any particular number, just needs to be recognized by the voice recognition as a number. So if you can say 410 and have it come in as the number 410, it will do a race prediction based on that number. So here you see we've given a meaningful split where we've talked about the race. You can basically say whatever you want as long as you keep talking with a nice run-on sentence. The voice recognizer will record whatever you say on a multi-line input. You can see here that the icon matching is on and there's no icons because there's no icons in our gallery to match the names of the runners that we've given here. You certainly could get creative if you wanted to have icons that matched up with these numbers. If you were doing, like, say, a 200 or 400 splits and you wanted an icon that came up just for positive feedback, you could do that. So we're going to let this run until 2 minutes and then we'll finish the race and email the results to our email account. While it's finishing here, I'll note that the start timer button works as a dead man switch. So if you hold it down waiting for the gun to go at a race and then you just on release it will start the timer. That's a useful function. You can also take gaps between runners. If you take 2 quick splits while you're watching, say, a line on the track, you can get the gap between the runners, call it out to your runner, and then delete those out of your record so you don't have to worry about it. The lap splits will fix themselves in the sense that if you delete a lap from the middle, it will correct the laps on either side to make sure that you've got the proper splits in the table. So you see here we're going to bring up the email option, and all these options come up. You can use any of them to send this information. You see here it's going into the body of the email as a / delimited set of data. You can just read this into Excel quite easily. So when you're done with the email, it'll return back to the main page of the stopwatch timer, and then you can hit the setting to clear the splits. It'll clear and reset. Additionally, if you enter a name of a runner with the name clear all, it will also clear that database. So you can see here this is the help that is on that timer splits page, and it goes through everything that I've talked about here in a little bit more detail. So at any time if you have a question regarding the function of the program, you just hit that question mark and swipe through these pages to find the highlighted area that it's talked about, and look at these help guide information. Additionally, when you're on the editing page, there's also a help guide for the editing. We're going to look at that in just a moment, and you'll see again each of the items is highlighted and discussed in detail, so you can go through and figure out, you know, how these things function and how you want to use them. The long click option on the stop button is an interesting feature that we've implemented so that you don't accidentally hit the stop button when you go to hit the voice split. You actually have to hold the stop button down to get it to stop the timer. And again, on the race prediction, you do need to precede it and let it know what the race distance is going to be, but you do that through a menu which has all the common race distances in it. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy using our application.